Hello, Miriam here at the Bureau of Meteorology with a look at your weekend weather. In particular, we're going to be recapping those very windy conditions that are on the way for southeastern Australia this weekend. So let's jump straight into it. Now, the system responsible is this cold front here, expected to reach South Australia and Adelaide tonight before sweeping across the southeast tomorrow. Now, it'll move offshore during the later part of Saturday going into Sunday, and we'll start to see a bit of an easing in conditions. Showers, isolated thunderstorms and small hail are all expected in the wake of this system, as well as very cold conditions. But more than any of those things, it's the winds that are of concern with this front. Now here we're looking above the surface to get an impression of the strength of the wind gusts that might reach us at the surface, and anything in the orange, red and pink zone is of concern to us. It's reaching the threshold for our severe weather warnings for damaging winds, and it's winds of that strength that can bring down the trees and the power lines that we always mention. So as you can see, the strongest winds are going to reach Adelaide and South Australia tonight before becoming widespread across the southeast through tomorrow morning. It's tomorrow morning as well that we'll start to see them picking up along the east coast of New South Wales, and it'll really continue to batter that eastern coast through into Sunday morning as well. Even by the middle and end of Sunday, we're going to see those winds continuing about parts of the southeast and across Bass Strait, and that could continue into early next week as well. Now, we have a number of warnings current at the moment, including for damaging surf, for abnormally high tides, and a couple of flood watches out as well. But these are the severe weather warnings for damaging winds, and as you can see, they impact South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales and Tasmania. Over the course of the weekend, we're expecting to see changes in these warning areas as the peak winds move from west to east. So the wind warning areas are the highest risk areas. These are the areas where we're most likely to see those damaging wind gusts. But if you're anywhere across the southeast, you might see some very breezy conditions this weekend, and that wind chill factor is likely to be very high as well. If you're heading for the snow this weekend, it is good news as we're expecting a decent dump with this strong cold front. However, as you can see, this snow is coinciding with those strongest winds moving through. And as we're all well aware, snow plus winds can equal blizzards. So just be aware if you're heading for the mountains this weekend that you might be facing whiteout conditions. Moving back out to our full Australia-wide view now and away from the southeast, we can see how the rest of the continent is really under the influence of this high pressure system here, sitting over central parts of the country. It's going to bring some foggier mornings to some areas, but then dry and mostly sunny days. The only other feature of note is really this weak cold front, which is approaching the Perth coast through the later part of Sunday, bringing a few showers to southern Western Australia going into early next week. Now let's take a look at the temperatures. Generally very cool conditions across central and southeastern parts, reinforced by that cold front there, but milder across the north and far west of the country, and that's going to continue through the weekend and into early next week as well. So a lot of weather on the way if you're in southeastern Australia, largely settled conditions if you're elsewhere, but one way or the other you can find the details of all of our forecasts at the Bureau's website or via the BOM weather app. If you're expecting severe weather this weekend, make sure you check for the updated warnings as well. Stay safe, we'll catch you next time.